Goodbye, little Opo. I shall remember you and Derek fondly. Took a moment to take a breath. Oh, and we get frame and orchestra's roll. What to say in such a moment? Best to speak from the heart, I suppose. I'm glad to be back. And we're glad to have you back. Glad hardly suffice to describe it. We're over the moon that you're still here, Derek, or should we call you Oshan? I no longer have Onshan's power. Derek will do. I was remade from the portion of my essence that wasn't returned to the star, and will live out my days as a man. May I ask what happened? No sooner had the 12 vanished than you reappeared before us. At the very last, I couldn't bear it. Couldn't bear to say farewell. Your earnest friendship has weighed down my steps. And the little fellow's frivolent call halted them. I was overwhelmed by the keenest longing to remain among you and see more of the world I love. Upon seeing me torn, my brethren bade me follow my heart. I needed no further urging. We created the instrument of blessing in the fate that one day the star would no longer need our guiding hand. Thanks to you, that day has finally come. Ah, but I ramble. How uncharacteristic. Let us head back to the Omphalos, shall we? Well, we must return to Charlian. The forum will be expecting a report. Yet, if the entire truth were to be revealed to the public, it would shake the very foundation of the worship of the 12. Aye, in pinning our report, we would do well to consult the forum on what details are safe to disclose. Much pertaining to the field of mythology will need to be obfuscated, I fear. Worry not on my account. Inspired by our findings, I have a mind to examine the 12 in the context of reception theory. The people's perception of deities are wont to be informed by their culture. By comparing the differences across eras and regions, I believe we may uncover here two forth unseen aspects to the 12. Reception theory, you say. And most intriguing. I should like to see the fruits of your research when I visit Charlian. When you do, I have care not to reveal who you used to be. Our scholars would be all over you like starving beasts. Yeah, poor Stydian suffered something of a similar fate. I see. Perhaps I shall wait a while before I come calling. Before I came to you, I simply roamed the world. I had no objective, nothing I wished to find. With this second chance I have, I mean, to undertake my travels with a renewed perspective. But ere I set out, the fuck? What'd you do? I would move my brethren's hopes elsewhere to be, I would move my brethren's hopes elsewhere to a place in men's midst. Oh, what a wonderful idea. If you don't mind, we should like to accompany you. By all means, we mate for the Sanctum of the 12 in the Ish. Oh, that makes sense. All right. To Bramble Patch we go. You wonder if he'd end up joining us on our Dawn Trail. It'd be interesting. No matter how many times I visit the Sanctum, its majesty, it never fails to move me. And the rich history, originally built during the dawn of the 5th astral era, it was reclaimed by the wood before being restored in the wake of the calamity. Truly, it stands as a testament to the influence that magical civilizations and the city-states have had upon Eorzean culture. This sanctum harbors the hopes of men. Now, those of my brethren shall join them. If you are not averse, I would speak a little of my brethren, that is, those individuals whose essence lent them form. Please, I want to know more. I want to know more. That is exactly what I want to know. As it pertains to another age, some concepts may be foreign to you, but would you be interested nonetheless? Yes, please. I want to hear. Excellent. I would love to know who they were. And then, of course, maybe me going back and maybe looking around Ilpis to see if I could find them. Maybe. Who knows? Does this mean we get to know about you too, sir? Please? I want to know as much as possible. Berga was a man with a gift for creating inanimate objects such as buildings and furnishings. With his abilities, he served as supervisory role at the Bureau of the Architect, where he was nothing short of a pillar. His chief was carefree to a fault, you see, and he took it upon himself to ensure the work was done. Ralgar was a brawny man whom Vana encountered on her travels. They quickly struck up a friendship, and he joined her on a quest to destroy an enormous meteor that was hurtling towards the star. To spare to say, this event gave rise to the legend surrounding the destroyer. So it's people that Vana met, not us, as Azim. Unless, they met when Azim was trained under Vana, probably. Azima was a woman who served as a judicial officer in the Bureau of the Administrator, an experience which served her well as the warden. She was an ardent proponent of the seat of Azim and dreamed of training under Vana and her successor. I knew Azima was probably the closest to us. Thal was a close personal friend of mine, a merchant by trade. He was outwardly racist, but also possessed a reserved side and knew quiet joy in his passions for ore. When men began treating him as a dual aspect god, it reminded me of the person he used to be, and I couldn't help but be struck with the pang of nostalgia. Nafika was a landscape architect of great repute who knew plants gathered from the star over. Despite being skilled in magic, she preferred to nurture plants as nature intended, and her garden ever bloomed with beautiful flowers. Was she the one who accidentally caused the Elpis flower? All who visited were said to leave with their souls salved. That'd be interesting if that were the case. Althak was a researcher who observed newly made creations in Ilpis. He possessed mastery over time magics and was known to be a kind-hearted, if regent man. Though it was at his sister's urging that he first joined our faction, he soon became a Stewart believer in the cause and always took the initiative in discussion. Hyland was a formidable warrior tasked with hunting creations that were deemed detrimental to the star. For her prowess, she had been regarded as a leading candidate for the seat of Pashturat, preserver of discipline and order. Minfina was the youngest among us, a student affiliated with the wards of La Habrea at the Academia Ander. Even within that prestigious institution, she was considered a prodigy, and hers was the hands that created the magic to isolate and seal Zodiark. Makes sense. Thalak was the headmaster at... oh my god, that makes sense too. Good. A man of learning and leadership both. He presides over the institution's myriad facilities. No known phenomenon exists in which he was not well versed. Words do not do justice to express the remarkable scholar that he was. Nymphina was an observer in Ilpis, like her older brother Althic. She possessed a caring and inquisitive nature and was liked and trusted by her peers. 'Tis said that she began the custom of offering flowers to the departed. Limlane was a researcher at the Metabos Thalias, a facility for the observations and evaluations of sea life. God, Hisladea probably spent a lot of time with Limlane, considering how many freaking sharks there are. So passionate was she about her work, she once threw a knife at someone who inadvertently came too close to her observation subject. That sounds about right. Shunt was a traveler whom Vana encountered in the wilderness. They shared a campfire and discussed at length what it meant to be free. Leaving my hopes as the wanderer in this place, I shall set forth anew as simply a man named Derek. And last but not least, the Watcher. He was the chief archivist at anonymity, and they're respected Vana deeply as an individual, even as he cared for her as a dear friend. Indeed, among our number, none was more devoted to Vana, and that devotion made him best suited to his duty and the solitude that accompanies it. He is the only one who doesn't return to the star along with you. That is all. 'Tis a lot to remember, but I should be glad if they remain with you in some way. I will try to remember every single drop of that information because it's very nice to know. And the thing is, we did kind of learn about that. Like, I swear, like, we heard stories about them, kind of, while we were in Ilpis. Vaguely. Not directly, but very vaguely. We're grateful that you should share with us these new aspects of Heidelin and the 12. Thank you. Well, this past time, we headed back to Charlie, and it wouldn't do to keep you waiting. I assume you will be traveling via Limsa, in which case, allow us to see you off from there. Till now, I have wandered alone, but as I recently learned, a journey is better shared. Dude, if he comes and be a part of our group, that would be amazing. All right, to Limsa. Limsa must be clogged up with people at this point. It's always full. It's always full of people. We just run through here. Our friends are presently booking their passage. That's where you were. There's room aboard the next ship, so we'll be setting sail shortly. Oh, Derek, no sooner do we arrive in a crowded place than you up and disappear. Ah, 'tis a force of habit in order to avoid people. But I needn't do so anymore, do I? On the contrary, I should embrace the chance to connect with other souls. As your comrades, we completely agree. And remember, you're always welcome at the Baldessian Annex, so be sure to pay us a visit. You may depend on it. Thank you, Derek, for giving us your trust. And thank you as well, Reinetier. Had you not been with us, we would have struggled to grant the 12 their wish. Yeah, I'm the only one who has spelled gods. Well, we had best find our vessel. While the report remains to be compiled, I believe we can officially declare our investigation complete. Till next we meet, my friends. Do you still have time, Reinetier? Yes, I do. It's like I've done every adventure I can think of at the moment, other than maybe the Manderville quest, but that's it. Ere I embark on my journey, there is a place nearby I would like to visit. Might I ask you to accompany me? Thank you. Come and we shall head outside the city via the Tempest Gate. Here. Here, the wind whips in from the sea like a storm, but I've always found the sensation quite invigorating. Lest you wonder, I intend to strike west and thence make my way through the upper and outer Lanosa. And in order to make my new beginning as a man, en route I wish to see Shun's embrace with you. Aww! You need only accompany across the bridge. From there I shall continue on my own. Such a great wave that such a great wave that was that ripped the god's grip from the mainland. In the wake of the calamity, my brother and I were all occupied with our respective duties. This is my very first time seeing the bridge. Shall we then? We're following his lead and trying not to fall. 'Tis already quite impressive to behold. So it's temporarily constructed with wood. Ah, such an invigorating breeze. Oh, Atheris. Your beauty truly knows no bounds. Forgive me, I was lost in thought. Tis a fine bridge boasting splendid views and brimming with life, the very image of man's determination to overcome adversity. I am honored that it should be named Orchant. Well, this is as far as I asked you to come. But if you are willing, might we converse a little more? It occurs to me I hadn't asked you about your opinion of the 12. How you personally perceive us, for instance, or what you felt when you faced us. Your words from the heart I would take with me as a memento. Is that so? The others will be glad to hear that. Thank you for humoring me, Reinetier, and I apologies for keeping you so long. I got all the time in the world to adventure and to listen to stories. I am ready to set forth now to witness a world filled with our blessing. To begin with, I shall tour Lanosa and visit those locales which are named after the 12, after which I shall go wherever the wind blows. Together with this fellow, of course, until such a time he tires of my company. This time I shall embrace the joy of meeting and accept the sorrow of parting. And when the time comes for me to return to the star, I shall share my experiences with my brethren. Needless to say, your words will feature prominently in my recounting. You will continue your own journeys, will you not? Then I shall look for you out there. Fare you well, my friend, and may the 12 bless you and keep you. Goodbye, little Opo. I shall remember you and Derek fondly. And hopefully we do run into him again. Mists of the realm. 'Tis done. I'm gonna go through this entire fucking box of tissues by the end of the night. I don't even know. It's hard to describe feelings. The paintings of certain deities among the 12 are now available for purchase. Oh, in the pillars. Those of the remaining deities are works in progress. For Eorzea, for Theris. Okay, did we get what? Is there a title that comes with this? Embraced by the gods. Okay, we know what? We gotta do it. We're changing it. Alright, and that ends it for now. I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'm going to do Hildebrand.